Hey guys, Todd here. Today we're going to install the UnderCover Triad on this 2021 Ford F-150, but it's a similar installation for other applications. For this installation, the only tool that will be required is the included Allen wrench. However, I will also be using a couple of spacer shims that I have laying around to use as wedges. Now make sure you're subscribed to our channel to keep up to date with all our latest content. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now this is how the cover comes out of the box. What we're going to do is we're going to set it on top of our bed caps. Make sure that the side with the buckles is facing the cab and put it right up next to the cab. Also make sure that it's centered side to side. All right, next we're going to go ahead and fold it back to the tailgate. And we're going to adjust it side to side at the tailgate as well. Make sure it's nice and square. Once it's square at the tailgate, we're going to go ahead and start gently folding it back forward. Make sure that we do not shift the cover. Okay, now we're up at the front panel right behind the cab of the truck. You'll notice that towards the center of that panel there's going to be a hole on both the driver's side and also on the passenger side. What that's for is for our elevator bolts that it's going to go with the clamp system to hold it in place. So what we're going to do is take one of our rubber washers, run the elevator bolt through there, and notice you've got a kind of a square flange at the end of the elevator bolt. That's going to line up to the square cut out in the top of the cover. Do that on both sides. All right, now we can go ahead and fold that panel down, go underneath and set the clamps at the bottom. Okay, now here is the bolt that we just dropped down through the cover. Let's go to our bed cap right here. Now right here is a plastic bed cap cover. We're not going to attach anything to that. What we want to do is we actually want to attach to the metal flange behind that bed cap cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of little wedges and put them in between the bed cap and the bed cap cover. That way we can clearly see the metal bed cap cover or the metal bed flange. Now in your kit you're going to have one of these rubber pieces that has a little bead of adhesive going through it. What we're going to do is we are going to go right kind of toward, center this on where our bolt is, and we're going to push that onto our metal flange. Once that's seated onto the metal flange, we can go ahead and pull our wedges out. Next we're going to go ahead and start attaching our clamp. Now before we do that, we have to put some spacers on top. Let me show you how those work. Here are the spacers. You're going to notice you've got a little notch at the bottom of the spacer. We're going to take a total of 3 spacers and we're just going to slide them into other spacers. Slide them together like so. We're going to get a total of 3. All right, once we have all 3 spacers together, we're going to take our clamp. You're going to notice we got a groove on the clamp. We're going to slide that in like so. So this is what our finished clamp with spacers will look like. Now our notch in the top spacer is going to go right over top of this point right here on the cover. We're just going to slide that up into place, and that gets us aligned properly. Then we're going to take a flat washer with a lock washer and then a star knob and snug this down. Do not over tighten it, just get it nice and snug. All right, now let's go ahead and attach our tether strap. All right, now to the rear of that front panel, we're going to notice we've got a hoop that's actually bolted to the cover. This is where we're going to install our tether strap. So this is what our tether strap and clamp look like. What we're going to do is we're just going to feed this end of the tether strap through that hoop, open that up, and drop the clamp through, and go ahead and pull it tight. Next, we're going to take our clamp, go ahead and splay that apart. So we're just going to turn our knob, and that way we can pull it apart. That's going to go over top of our bed cap and tighten it down, get it nice and snug. We'll repeat the steps of the tether strap and the clamp on the opposite side. All right, next we want to go ahead and close the cover to the tailgate. Now here is our clamp. This is where it's going to attach to the bed cap, but before we attach it to our bed cap, we need to first attach our bed cap bracket. This is what that bracket looks like. It's basically a little clamp that's going to slide up in and give you something to attach to that's more substantial. Now we do not want to attach to our plastic bed cap cover. Again, behind that plastic bed cap cover is a metal bed flange. That's what we want to attach to. So this part of the clamp is actually going to go between the plastic bed cap and that metal flange. What we're going to do is once we get it fit up in there, push it all the way up. In your kit, you're going to have an Allen wrench that's included. We're going to tighten that down with an Allen wrench. All right, next we're going to go ahead and drop this out as a storage position, and we're going to slide it over to our bed cap clamp. We're going to notice that this clamp is actually lower than the bracket. Now this is a threaded shaft the clamp rides on, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of back it up, and we're going to rotate it to where it rides up that shaft a little bit, and then slide it back across. Make sure that it's just barely missing the bracket. All right, once you can clear the bracket, we're just going to rotate the clamp down, repeat the same process on the opposite side. Well, that concludes the installation. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.